The following program is presented by Pro Sound and Video.
Good morning and welcome back to this segment of BTN. For our first story, we went inside Stoneman Douglas with Sam Deitch to see the stresses caused by school.
With the start of second quarter, tensions are high as the race against time for good grades begin.
Students with various levels of intelligence face different levels of stress. With the race to exempt midterms, some students are worried while others are a little more comfortable.
I think the second quarter, with the timing of that, it's just a lot shorter, so I think that it gets more pressure on us to do well on all of our tests since there's not that many.
I don't really notice a difference because we still get as much work with the amount of time we have.
Some students enjoy taking AP courses, and others think AP courses aren't worth the amount of work.
If someone was thinking of taking an AP course, I would tell them that they should really think about if they actually want to take it and actually think that they're going to do well in it. Because if you're not going to try and you're just going to go through the course trying to treat it like a normal course, you're not going to do well.
I don't really feel like I need an AP class. I'm fine in my regular classes. I feel like it's more stressful only because the amount of work they give. It's just different. It's just a different vibe, different feel.
It would be really stressful, especially because I'm already in honors classes and it's already stressful with the workload that they give us. We wish everyone good luck with second quarter and hope the good grades are here to stay. This is Sam Deitch from WMSD News signing off.
Thank you, Sam. WMSD talked to a group of first responders from the incident on September 11th. Here's what they had to say. Every year on September 11th, Stoneman Douglas has a memorial ceremony commemorating the lives lost due to the attack. One day after that, we had 5 first responders visit us and talk about their experience.
That day, I was a captain working in Brooklyn. I was off duty. And I guess around 8:30 or so when the first plane went into the Trade Center, I was at the gym. And when I looked at the TVs, I thought it was a sightseeing plane.
Shut everything off. You have to, because you go into a burning building or a car accident, you can't get really emotional and you have to do your job. That's a good thing for a fireman. The bad thing is the same thing the other way, because you don't process everything. It just goes through your brain and a lot of you keep it in. And you end up holding things in, accumulates, and a little anger and anxiety and depression.
The facts weren't known yet, so as far as I knew, a bomb could have gone off or another plane had struck one of the towers. I never expected the towers to actually collapse. After several hours, the Brooklyn South Task Force was reunited. As it started getting dark, we were finally able to access Ground Zero for the first time. Both towers were completely gone.
I didn't think anything of it at the time. Next thing I know, for the first time in my 30-year career, they said all New York City firefighters report to duty. So I was working in the Bronx. I was a captain in the Bronx. And the next thing I know, I was on the first bus coming down to the site. And I'm saying to myself, I made a mistake. Shouldn't have volunteered for this one, but.
It was an honor meeting all 5 of the first responders. This is Taylor from WMSD News signing off. Now let's go to Stephen Lee from Christopher Columbus High School to talk about the importance of voting.
Student activists from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida became leaders in the gun control movement following the shooting that killed 17 of their classmates and staff. Now, days before the midterm elections, these students are sharing why they think young voters could make a difference at the polls.
Well, what happened to us, obviously. What happened to us is what motivating us to vote. But it's not, I think that that's a given. Getting shot at is a pretty big motivator for wanting to change stuff in the country. But I think it's more than that. It's more than just us voting. It's motivating us to get other people to vote too.
Early voting by young people this year is up in key states, and 18 states, including Florida, are surpassing early vote counts of the last midterm elections.
Wanting to see change and seeing that there is a problem and that it's not getting fixed with the people that are in office right now. So they want to do something about it and see this issue get fixed, and hopefully what happened wouldn't have to continue to happen.
And these Parkland survivors that wanted change acted on their tragedy and impacted the entire country with their advocacy and powerful story.
The activism in Parkland is influencing the country in a manner that I don't think anybody expected. And people I've met kids from Chicago, from New York, from Baltimore, from Minnesota, from Washington, from everywhere, who are so passionate about this, even though it didn't happen to them. And I think that that's pretty amazing.
The Parkland students' activism definitely helped the country to see what's happening in our school system today, and the negligence to things like bullying and signs that acts of violence could be like right around the corner, and preventable acts of violence at that.
And while this may be a passionate issue for some people, there are still many who remain on the sidelines.
We can't expect change if we don't try to make a change ourselves. So if we sit there and complain about certain issues such as immigration and gun controls and mental health laws, and we don't do anything about it, like we don't vote or anything, then you can't complain about it. So if you want to complain about it, you need to get out and vote.
For CCNN Live, I'm Stephen Lee.
Good job, Columbus. Can't wait to see more work from you. Here at Stoneman Douglas, we have many team leaders. Let's go to AJ to meet Daniel Duff.
Gun control! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Gun control! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Gun control! When do we want it?
Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Tragedy. Triumph. A student body with an uncertain future. Enter Daniel Duff, a sophomore with a plan.
With March for Our Lives, I'm really big on voter registration, but I also talk to a lot of local chapters and people about getting out there and getting registered to vote and all that kind of stuff, so they can have their voices heard.
Being a natural-born leader, Daniel is also an inspiration to others.
He's inspired me to take care of my life better, just be more healthy, basically.
He's inspired me to get more involved with what he's doing for March for Our Lives.
After what happened in our school, I got into activism because I wanted to make sure my voice was heard for those that weren't.
Daniel was instrumental in the March for Our Lives and #NeverAgain movement.
I attended the March for Our Lives Road to Change. I was on the Florida tour. It was unlike anything I've ever experienced. It was so amazing to be part of all that. It was such an amazing life experience. Just because you're not old enough to vote doesn't mean you're not old enough to make a difference.
This is Augustus Griffith from WMSD News, signing off.
Thank you, AJ. Now let's watch a PSA on the importance of recycling.
Every time you choose not to recycle, the world becomes a little more gray. Let's all do our part to make the world a more vibrant place. Let's all recycle.
Now to Josh Reamer on a story about entrepreneurship and success.
There are many things that motivate you early in the morning to get up, and it's looking for the next project.
Meet Sergio, a business owner, entrepreneur, and family man.
Presently, I'm involved with a very small hockey stick company. It's called Snipe Show, and we manufacture hockey sticks for the youth market.
In addition to owning Snipe Show hockey sticks, Sergio also dabbles in activism, an invaluable member of the Family vs. Assault Rifles PAC.
What excites me the most is always the project in front of me. Right now, I am absolutely reinvigorated by families versus assault rifles. I am driven to make this a reality. Simply, we won't take no for an answer. That's my philosophy, my attitude.
On the music side of his life, Sergio also manages artists such as Gloria Estefan and Louis Miguel.
I met Emilio and Gloria way back when in early 1980, late 79, when I moved down to Miami. We signed them to CBS Records at the time, which became Sony. I was their A&R director. And as far as the music is concerned, I'm a partner in a small label. We have a couple of artists that we represent and we hang. My interest in music began as a child. I always loved music. I played the piano in Argentina. And when we got to New York, those lessons went away. But I was always a huge music fan. So that's when I gave a lecture there. And I've told all my kids that I've never worked a day in my life, because it was, even in the darkest moments, it was a joy to participate, because you were always creating.
This is Augustus Griffith from WMSD News, signing off.
A lot of people think of salt as a health issue because of sodium, but it may be worse than you think.
Salt? Of course!
New research suggests that plastic pollution is making its way to your table in the form of salt. South Korea has found microplastics present in about 90% of table salt.
Okay, let's try this again.
Have some salt? You really want plastic in your fries?
Stopping plastic pollution is the only solution.
Next up, we have a heart-wrenching story on an amazing woman's life and struggles.
I am kind of a joke. A long time ago, I was in a plane crash and survived. I laugh and say, I survived a plane crash to get ALS. Ironic.
This is Vicky Zerum. She is 57 years old and living with ALS.
I can't walk. I can't use my arms. I'm starting to lose my ability to speak. I work on trying to stay positive, but it's challenging. It's not common, and that's common in women, but becoming more common. When you have ALS, you have to adapt. I've got ramps in my house. I have a power wheelchair. I have adjustable bed. I have machines to help with breathing. Everything changes, but you learn to adapt. At the time of the icebreaker challenge, I never dreamed that I would be a person with ALS. I didn't do it. I was nominated. I didn't do it, but I did donate to the ALS Association. I have aides that come and help with daily living. I could write a book about some of them. Having ALS is expensive. A lot of them, it costs a lot of money to manage the care. The one thing that I've learned from all of this is I have wonderful family and friends that have come to be there for me. I couldn't do it without them. So much love. Some people never get the opportunity to know how much they're loved. And I'm getting the opportunity. So, in a way, as sad as it is, I'm blessed. A lot of love.
Everyone wants peace in their life. Let's go to the students to find out what it means to them.
Peace means to me respect, unity, and acceptance.
I think peace is something we all need to bring friendships together, to make friends, to be friends. Be one with each other, not one apart from one another.
To me, peace means being connected with your fellow human beings and connected with nature. Because even though we don't all share the same values, we are all part of one big universe together. So if we can connect with ourselves in a universe, we can truly experience peace.
Next up, you'll be watching a film called Magic of Time. Enjoy.
Dear Jake, it's been a while since you've written me back. You know, I don't feel the slightest hesitation in writing this to you. I just thought you should know how much I've missed you since you left. These walls are a lot quieter nowadays, that's for sure. And they've been that way for a long time now. I don't know where you are, and I don't know when you're going to come back. But that's okay. I trust that you're thriving out there, away from me, because I know you can handle anything that gets thrown your way. I know you're that strong. I'm still getting used to this distance between us. You know, I'm used to having you around to talk through all of these things. We held on to each other and never let go. You know, they say fatherhood is a teaching opportunity like no other. You, son, became my teacher. You were the one that kept me going, and you taught me to never give up. And you taught me that I could love somebody more than myself.
Daddy didn't set up the crib yet.
Daddy was a little lazy about setting up the crib, and Mommy doesn't know how, but I'm gonna do it today, I promise you, baby. He feels heavy. Am I holding him the right way?
Yeah, he's only 8 pounds.
Okay, my
Good
arm,
luck when he gets a little bigger.
my arm is hurting a little bit, so we're just gonna put you down here.
You're magical. Never forget that.
You taught me more than you could ever know. And I am so, so sorry. Hey, that's my phone. Come back here. Jake, he's in the tree. For this innocent-looking little dinosaur. I would love this scene.
Because in a lot of ways, my whole life has been leading up to this one sweet, if sweaty, moment in the spotlight. You're magical. Never forget it.
I remember when she was sick, you were the link that kept us fighting. I'm sorry for every time that I put you off. For every time that I made you my last priority. You should have been my first.
Hey, Dad, you want to play some ball?
Hold on a second. Listen, babe, I've got a lot of work problems today. Maybe another time. I love you.
Okay, Dad, love you too. Hey, Dad, you want to watch sports with me?
I'm busy, Jake. Man, I regret so much. What the hell were you thinking?
Dad, it's not a big deal. Just calm down.
Skipping school to go out with your friends? I got a phone call, you know. What the hell's going through your mind?
Dad, it's just not a big deal. Just please,
I'm standing here waiting for you. I don't even want to discuss this now. Just get the hell in the house.
Dad, no.
Go in the house. Go in your room. Just get out of here. I'm so pissed.
I hate you.
What the hell? Just want you to know that there's nothing that I regret more than not following you out the door that day.
Dad, I'm sorry about yesterday. I just didn't understand your point of view, but you have to understand that it's so hard for me without Mom. It's just been so hard for me.
This is not all about you. You know, Mom's death doesn't give you an excuse to just leave school anytime you want and just do whatever you want. I'm hurting also. I miss her so much. You just can't do whatever you want to do anytime. You know what? If you can't follow my rules and you can't stay in school, then just leave. Leave the house. Just get out of here. Go. I should have never let you go. You were the greatest thing that ever happened to me. I should have ran out there. I should have turned you around. I should have hugged you, and I should have brought you back in. I am so sorry. Because I didn't. Jake?
Last up, we have a music video that pulls on your heartstrings.
I miss our autumn walks in the forest. I miss your smile through the limbs. I miss your warm kisses on the day October sky. I miss you driving me around, listening to some sweet music. Your hands on my hips. I miss that magic. I miss the arrows of love in your eyes. I miss your long brown hair hanging low, and the candles by your window shining through the night, chasing the cold, lifting our souls.
Thank you for watching this edition of BTN. I'm Emily Suture from WMSD News, signing off.
Broward Teen News was brought to you by ProSound and Video.